Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, an angel warrior of the Midwest and a messenger of the covenant, representing the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, the self-taught one, Master Suleiman, who's given us the Injil, the gospel revelations, with the Injil key that gives us the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. This is the Fire Zone, the Pressure Pod segment with Malik Hodge. Brothers and sisters, we're living in unprecedented times. A time like never before, and a time like there'll never be again. This presentation is titled When Your Eyes Are Open. That's when your eyes become open. When your eyes are open. However, we're going to get started with the Holocaust first. The Holocaust. Bringing in our intro and never letting this go. Never let them forget the terror. The 466 years of terror that we've experienced by the hands of America. The Holocaust. It's not a theory. It's not critical race theory. It's not CRT. It's the Holocaust. It's 466 years, 24/7, 365 of going through continuous, non-stop terror and horror by the hands of this Caucasian white devil. So, excuse me, give me a second. I'm seeing something here. So, this Holocaust that they want to say that we were just slaves, that every nation around the world, many nations around the world that have been enslaved. However, slavery is minimum overhead with maximum profit. Minimum overhead for maximum profit. And we were given just what you want to call the minimum, the bare minimum to survive and stay to live. And the minimum was they took what was the trash, what was the things that they were going to dispose of, and feed us the things that they was disposing of. And then we took the disposal, we ate that, and now they're trying to call that the trash that is soul food. So our this food is for the soul. No, this food is trash. It was trash when they gave it to us. You're eating the shitterlings, the necks, the gizzards, the livers, all the things that they were throwing away, the hulls of the barley and wheat. We were eating the worst of it all. And they want to call what we went through critical race theory as if they didn't mutilate us, if they didn't torture us, um, castrate us, rape us, sodomize us, dehumanize us. They took our language, culture, and everything from us. They stripped us clean. They took our children, separated them from the parent, put the children in cages. If a child came out still speaking this language, it was killed. It was killed. Or the tongue was cut out of his mouth. Possibly just killed straight out. We were being hung. Our children was being used for bait to hunt animals. Alligators, it was using our babies. We were being worked from sun up to sundown to sun up. It wasn't no particular time when we had to work. We worked as long as we was needed to work. So we're not going to allow them to get away with this terror and horror that they put on us. They're not going to try. They want to lessen this. They don't want those that don't remember it, because they've been rocked to sleep. Rocked to sleep and kept the truth, trying to keep this truth away from them, so they don't understand what our forefathers and mothers went through. They won't understand how harsh and how terrorizing and the horror that we've experienced. Heads being put into devices and squeezed and twisted, and heads busted open, and bodies being bent in positions that the body don't even go. Look at the pictures that's in front of you of the things that they were doing to us. Just beating, whipping, for fun. There was, games, hunting games. They would put us together and make us run and come hunt us down. They had us wrestling to the death. Fight to your death. And they would gather around, and it was just a show, theatrics for them. One of us was about to die, and the other one was probably going to be seriously injured by the one that died. So we're not going to let them lessen this terror and horror. We're going to keep it to the forefront and make sure that our people know that this terror and horror, this 466 years, is what's behind what's taking place in the world today. This 466 years of terror and horror is what Abraham's seed had to go through. This 466 years of terror is why America is being judged for what America's hands have done to the God's chosen people, to Abraham's seed. That's what's taking place. So this terror, horror, cause. This is not a theory. A theory means it can be argued. It may not be true. It's theoretical. These are facts that can be proven. Period, point blank. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna proceed to the topic. Before I say that, this wasn't slavery as well. Slavery, no, no. Slavery does not mean being dehumanized, eating out of troughs like an animal, called pickaninnies and bucks. So let's get to the topic. The topic, once your eyes are open or have been open, this topic is something is about clean water and dirty water. But that's the idea. When being in a condition or living in a condition that, just say, let's living in a harsh condition, and you needed water to survive. And say the only water there was a little water, a little stream, and it was a stream that the animals were also using. So the animals stepped in it, might have little feces or something in it, a lot somewhere up in there, and different things. But it trickled down and came down, and you needed it in this terrain to stay alive. So you had to drink that water. However, this water kept coming in. So in that area, it's the only water there. So every day when you went to go get the water, you went to this area to retrieve the water, and you got the water and proceeded to move. Excuse me. Proceeded to move on, um, throughout your day, and that was the water that you drank. So it was the water there and available to maintain life, maintain your life. So you continue to use it because it was the only thing there. And that's how it is with our people in the truth. Because we're living in a world where the truth has been hidden from us for hundreds and thousands of years. So we have had to make do with what we was provided with to maintain our lives. So if we was living in this predicament in this harsh terrain. And this water, yes, it was dirty, but it was the water that was there that preserved our lives that we utilized. And yes, it was dirty. However, being that we were in that terrain and it was the what was available, we wouldn't see it necessarily as being dirty. We would see it as this was the water that when we said go get some water, it was the water that was there available that we needed to obtain life. So we would surely go get water. We went and got the water that we knew where it was coming from, the water that was available. And until, and this is one day, let's say someone was digging and some water, they dug and sprung a water hose, a water well, and they went and they recognized the water and it was there, and say they retrieved some water and the water was tastes a lot better. It was clean. And then it's like, ooh, this water tastes good. You know, this water, they recognized that this water was far more clearer. It was far more cleaner tasting, far more healthier for them. It energized them. And then they went back and one day something fell on the water hole. A tree fell. So just say this is make believe. A tree fell down, and they couldn't get in the hole where they was getting this water from, this clean water. Man, they look into how to get to this clean water. So, man, it's been a couple of days. They ain't been able to get to this clean water, and it's 110 degrees. 110 degrees. Burning up. And I mean, it's a scorcher. And man, they want some water. You want some water. So you have to go back, and at 110 degrees, you travel back across the city or across the town or what, to the old spot where that old water was. And you notice, the old water's still here. So old faithful. So you go get your bucket or whatever, your cup, and you get that water. And then when you taste it, you notice that, and you smell it. It don't smell like that other water. It don't smell like the clean water. That clean water got a clean smell, and then it don't taste like that clean water. You look at it, it don't look like the clean water. So saying all this to say, once you have to go back and you done tasted that clean water, you can you have a choice, then you can decipher. Oh my God! Before they tasted that clean water, that water they went to go get every day it tasted normal to them. But then they had the opportunity to go and they sprung a well and they was getting this good clean water. It was clear. Didn't have a lot of muck and bugs in it. It didn't have nothing in it. It was very clear. It smelled clean. It tasted clean. It was nutritional. It energized them. So until they was able to get that clean water, they didn't know the difference. They didn't know how nasty that dirty water was. Until they was able to taste the clean water. So, saying this to say, this is how we've been done spiritually, mentally, and physically. We've always been lied to, kept away from the truth. And have not been able to allowed to be able to experience what this clean water tastes like. What is clean water? What is the knowledge of self? What is the truth? How powerful is the truth versus all these lies and deceit that you have experienced ever since your arrival here in the hells of North America? As long as there's one choice, and that choice is the choice that you was given, and you didn't know that there was another choice, then that choice you will make it the best out of that choice that you have. But once you find out there's another choice that is a better choice, whether it is, you didn't know anything about it, but once you find out there's another choice, there's another way, there's something better, this is better than the choice that I had, then you can make a decision from the choices. But if there's only one choice, and just say if all the choices, like they say, all the choices was one bad, and badder. So all your choices was like, man, I gotta decide from 3 choices and ain't none of them good. But I must take the best of what's there. The best of them. None of them are really for me, but I must take the best there that it is. So, in saying this, until you get the truth, until you know the truth, until you come across the truth, it's understandable to where your level of knowledge is It's understandable to how you don't know anything, because you never experienced or seen nothing but what you've been given. So when dealing with brothers and sisters, and it's uh, it's understandable for you to be in certain positions that you are in, because you've been trying to be successful with the water that you have been allowed to drink. So some of you find yourself with the chief demon. Some of you find yourself with with Silas. Some of you found yourselves with Royal. And if you add, some of you find yourself with more signs or whatever. But when you add up what you knew, you was trying to find a way that resonated with you, that made you, brought out the best in you, that something about the some of the truth that you were receiving opened up your mind to want that, to accept that as your truth. So when you're looking on, it's better than you being just totally out there. This is, this bad water, or dirty water, let's say it like that. This dirty water, at least you found somewhere to develop your mind, and somewhere that kept you in a realm of where in your pursuit that kept you going further, going forward. So say you was in one of these nations, and either you was in them nations or you could have been in the penitentiary. You could have been in the penitentiary. If it wasn't for one of those nations, you could have experienced the pen. You might not be alive. So you had the options that was left on the table with all the wrong things that were taking place, all the devil's traps that was out there, all his drugs and all his penitentiaries and all the things that he had to manipulate your mind, all his traps that he had set out to snare you. This dirty water kept you from those snares. So this dirty water, this dirty water kept you alive and gave you enough to maintain and kept you nourished as you fought and moved through these pitfalls and traps until you came up on this pool, this ocean. No, we're going to call it a lake, a well. This well, the spring of water. It's a never-ending flow of pure water that you have come up on. And once you get a taste of this clean water, then if you go away from that water and you go and drink from what you used to think was clean water, then when you go to drink that, it's not going to taste the same. You're going to be able to tell, oh, wait, ooh, what's wrong with it? Oh, it made my stomach hurt. Oh, my stomach feel funny. It's not going to sit well with you again. And that's how the truth being exposed to the angel. That's what it does. Being exposed to the gospel of Revelations, being exposed to the messenger of the covenant, being exposed to Revelations. Once you get the truth, once the messenger of the covenant begins to open up your mind and show you how the scriptures work, the unsealed scriptures, show you how to work the key, show you how to look into the scriptures and find your way through and read them with a mathematical understanding and a way that you know for sure that what you're reading is exact, right and exact. So certain things that didn't make sense to you, when the angel key, you'll be allowed to see it in the key, and it is decoded so that it makes perfectly good sense. So those that are so when you get when you have been exposed to the truth, it causes you to keep coming back to it. It's just like the clean water that tastes, is pure water, and it's so light on the belly. It's so good to the taste. It clears the mind. It nourishes the body. It makes you strong and ready to run, and being able to, it heats nothing. Everything is working on all cylinders. The water is energizing you, and your mind is moving. It's clear, and the body is receptive to it. That's how the truth works with the mind and body. The truth works with you once you know that you have been exposed to the truth and that you can prove that you know the truth. Everything that has been shared to you, now you are questioning and looking and dissecting it and distinguishing it from what's the truth, what's real, and what part of it is a lie. So once you get the truth, all other things that's been coming that you thought was the truth, now you can analyze this, and then you start to say, well, just like the dirty water. You don't want the dirty water no more once you taste clean water. It's gonna make you sick to even taste the dirty water after you know what clean water tastes like. So once you get the truth, it's like the lights coming on immediately. The more and more you study, the more and more you know that you know what you know. And you start to be able to look back and look at everything in a different way and see. You'll be able to see the lies, or you'll be able to see where you was when you'll see people still drinking from that dirty water, and you're looking at them like, man, that water is filthy. It's filled up with parasites, shit, feces, and basically in lies. So you're recognizing all the lies and the deception. You can see everything. That's how the truth is. It's like and you're going through a transformation when you get the truth, because you have to remind yourself constantly when you're speaking to others that, man, when you see how convinced or how blind individuals are to the truth and how they're receptive to this dirty water, you have to understand that they've been drinking this dirty water for some time. But there's other dirty water that's even dirtier than the water that they're drinking. However, it's pure, clean water. It's pure, clean knowledge that is out here available, that the God has sent and presented this one that is giving 360 degrees of your mind back, this pure knowledge, this understanding, this mathematical thinking that we have been taken off of the mathematical agenda, mathematical we've been taken out of our mathematical thinking for 50,000 years. So that's how the truth is working. So now, so we're going through been told of this Christianity. We've been enslaved, eating shitterlings, trash. We call it trash soul food. This is how this we call it trash soul food. We was living in shacks. We was worshiping and praying and to this spook God. We wanted some relief from our terror and this Holocaust that we've been in. We've accepted all these lies because we haven't heard any truth in thousands and thousands of years and hundreds of years. We've been here, born in this iniquity, born in this sin, born in this world of lies, born in Satan's lair, in the devil's lair, born. This is where we've been ingested and filled up with the thoughts and the mind of the devil. And we've become used to drinking these lies, used to this water, used to accepting this deception, this filth that they have been pouring into our bodies, into our minds, as if it was the water, and we had no clean water. This is just us trying, eating, drinking, and accepting anything to try to live through, to make it until this clean water came. So you have the Abrahamic covenant. So you're going to eat and drink. You're going to be in this land. Satan's going to be loose on the world, and he's going to take you into a strange land, and he's going to baptize you in his iniquity, in his lie, in his filth, in his and we haven't tasted. Then the God, Master Fard Muhammad, came with this clean water, this pure water, and raised up Elijah. And Elijah took you and started letting you taste clean water, taking us, giving you your name back, giving you an understanding. This water is electrifying you. This knowledge is electrifying you and bringing you back, stood you up, took you from a slave overnight, a nothing people, and raised you up, and then made you do for self and raise a nation up overnight in the midst of a nation that provided everything that was needed for you. Doing for self. This is the same people that were drinking this filthy water that was held down and filled with mud and all over you. Hated. Didn't have no rights. You was dehumanized. You was an animal. So took you from an animal and gave you the understanding, gave you your name, gave you a language, and raised you up and made you a man again with this knowledge of this clean water. And then this demon took you back. He was taking he used the messenger name as a hook. And he started feeding you, started giving you, dirty water here. When he was putting it in, it had a disguise in the bottles with the messenger's name on them, face. And you tasting it. Taking us back out, giving us this dirty water. And then this one that was with the messenger, this messenger of the covenant, the only one that's bringing you this knowledge of and giving you understanding and letting you know how the Injil works, how this unsealed scriptures, how the key works, and letting you see how to interpret what the sealed scriptures is saying, because the Bible has been sealed to keep its integrity. It was sealed up. And it tells you that no man above the heavens or above the heavens what I'm not saying it exactly. No man in the heavens or under the earth was able to open these seals or break these seals, but this one. So Master Suleiman, or this Joshua, this one is that's taking the children of Israel, leading them back to their land, leading them home, sharing them with them the messenger of the covenant, bringing your mind back to the covenant that was given to you from the author, the God, the one that this clean water came from. The one that gave you this clean water. So this one with this pure water, clean water, he got a spigot, and he didn't struck the rock, and the water is pure like the water of Zim, and the water is just flowing out. And it's available. You don't have to pay a dime for it. It's not like the rest of these rascals. If they had any water, it for filth. I'm talking about for the muddiest water with feces and everything in it. Just everything. It's paralyzed. It's gonna take you to your death. They got a price tag on it. Donations. We need something from you to drink this filth. But this clean water, this pure knowledge, this 360 degrees of your mind that is being offered to you for free. Drink all you can drink. Take in all you can take in. For free. This is the difference. This is the clean water versus that dirty water. This is the difference. So you're able to see that the truth makes you see everything, and it allows you to say, you're looking at brothers, you're looking at sisters, you're saying, I can't believe that you're drinking or you still accepting this ignorance or this filth and this filthy water when it's a free a free spring of pure water available to drink. All that you want. That is going to bring you and give you your reward for being in this hell, in this devil's lair for 466 years. Being terrorized and in this Holocaust. Being fed every unclean bird, you're eating filth, drinking filthy water. Everything that's been indulged in is been unclean, filthy. And this pure water is being offered to you for free. That gives you understanding and it will open your eyes to all things around you. That will let you know where you going, why you going this way. The understanding of the scriptures is all there, that is giving you your mind back to let you see where the world is, why it is where it is, where we're at in the world through scriptural standpoint, why America is being judged for the 466 years of terror and horror that America has put God's chosen people through. You will not get away. And those of you that have done and have done us wrong and accepted and joined in and had a hand in our demise is not going to get away. Ishmaelites, you're not going to get away with it. You false, Satan, those nations that have come, the nations have came to try to keep us away from who we are. And this abomination of desolation, though once you get this clear water, you know what's taking place. You know what these wars are about. You know when they're going to, how it's going to play out. You know about what time you're getting prepared for the day and the hour. You're getting time. You're getting prepared for it because you know it's coming. And the abomination of desolation is when Michael and his angels, Iran and Syria, goes to war with the dragon and his angels. The dragon is the house of Saudi Arabia. The dragon is fueling the beast. The dragon, the dragon, Britain and America, false Israel, and those that have made this alliance with them will be taken out. America and Britain will be kicked out the Middle East. False Israel will be seized and then destroyed. That is going to be the shock of the hour. That shock of the hour when the truth is known and all these lies are spilled and all the people, those that have conjured up many of lies, many of deceit, all against the true seed of Abraham, all these that make accords and alliances to try to go to war with keeping the true seed of Abraham out of from receiving their reward. So they're going to make alliances with Satan and with the devil. So there's not going to be those that make alliance with the devil and Satan is going straight down with them. There will be no mercy for those that make alliances and fight with this devil and Satan. This is the way this clean water works in this dirty water. So when you sin this, when you get the truth, it's like this clean water. You never want to taste the filth of that dirty water no more. You don't want water with parasites swimming in that you can see cow that feces been swimming. You want this pure water that's coming off of the out of the rocks, being filtered and coming out, and it tastes so good, and it's so alkaline. You get a burst of energy. It sits on your belly like you can drink it, and you guys just stop yourself because it just it's not, it's so pure you can't even feel it in your stomach. So that's how the truth is. And we're in this day and time. This truth is being given to you freely. Everybody else has a ticket on filth. Filthy water, trash water. Trash water. So clean water versus dirty water. Brothers and sisters, you will be able to notice once you get this clean, you have this filthy, you've been drinking dirty water. It allows us to say, oh, I can't believe that I was getting duped like that. I can't believe I was falling for those lies like that. But this was what you was being told. It was like they said, dirty water is better than no water. But you was getting something that kept you growing. You was in search. You was in search for this clean water, going to Louis, because he was the only thing there. The messenger's gone. Those that was with the messenger supposed to keep it alive and keep the message out there for you. And Silas, Royal, they both put something up that at least it was dirty, it was lies, but it was something there to maintain, to you recognize, and was able to come across this spring of clean water, of pure water, pure, this knowledge that will purify you, this knowledge that will cause you to be who you are, to accept who you are, to be able to stand and understand and mathematically see everything that's taking place. And then you can go into digging deeper and deeper into the knowledge or into the mathematics of things to see, I want to learn this, so I need to know this. But everything is nothing that you're dealing with a belief or uncertainty. It's fact by fact by fact, and you can see what's taking place and what's going to happen because you know how and what is causing things to happen. What is making or bringing in this new reality? It's not nothing spooky. It the reality, and you can prove it mathematically how pressure works. So, okay, thank you. So, brothers and sisters, have to be willing to allow yourself to open up and to accept the truth. You have to be willing to taste the water, to know what it tastes like. You can't be drinking filthy water, feet is wasting it, and think that you refuse to drink the clean water, but you insist on drinking this filthy water, and you want to turn and keep calling this filthy water clean because you refuse to taste the clean water, the pure water. But you can even see it. You see all this dirty water. You can see the muck. You can't see through it. It's filled with mud and amoebas and parasites all in it. So you and muck, and you can't even see through the water. But then you look at this pure water or this knowledge, and you can see straight through the bottom. You can see the fish swimming, or you can see everything. Just ain't even know. You can just see. You can see through the water. Pure. It's pure. You can see it's beautiful, and you taste it, and it tastes it. That's what's taking place. You know it's filthy. You can see it just floating down the stream. It ain't nothing in it. It's just the rocks. It's coming straight off the rocks, and it's pure. And you can see the rocks. The water's clear, but this water's muck. You can see everything, all the filth in it, and you refuse to take the clean water. So you're refusing to take this knowledge that's for free, but you'll sit there and pay for this filth. Give donations, keep on paying, keep giving. You're not receiving nothing. You're not going to get nothing from it. You're going to stay clogged up and end up finding yourself in going through tribulations. And like I said, our people are going to lose their lives for the lack of knowledge. However, dirty water and clean water. Once you get that clean water, you can make a distinction from dirty water and clean. If you never taste the clean water, you wouldn't know that water that you're drinking is full of filth and dirty and muck, lies, deceit, and some parasites that's gonna get inside you and take you to your death. So with that, slowly feed you, slowly eat on you. With that, I'm gonna bring this segment to a close. Fire zone out. Dirty water versus this clean water. This clean water out here is pure. This knowledge is out here for you. You got to taste it. You got to see what it is. And with that, I'm going to bring this to a close. And greet you as I came in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.